Welcome back to another impactful episode of the PSTA Podcast. I'm Craig King, your host, your favorite host, your only host, and I am here with my good friend Taylor Callahan. How are you, Taylor?
I'm doing well. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing great. So excited about speaking to you today about the Constitutional Law Center and all the great work that you guys do. And so, first of all, tell the people, the wonderful teachers that we have, who you are, your title, and kind of what you do at the Law Center.
Yeah, so like Craig said, my name is Taylor Callahan, and I'm the Assistant Director of it's got a very long name, so the Joseph F. Rice School of Law, Constitutional Law Center. And so we are basically a resource for educators, and I can talk a little bit more about that if you want me to.
Yeah, we'll jump into that. And so, first of all, I butchered the title, Constitutional Law Center. That was not the title. So we're going to yield to the expert on that. I butchered the name. I apologize for that. And so I'm probably like a lot of our educators, and this episode will be very educational and informal, but also something that we can take a lot of information from, because I know a lot of educators may hear that title and may think, okay, how can they support me? And so just talk a little bit about how you support South Carolina educators.
Sure. So the center is one of 4 that's funded by Congress to do research on issues of constitutional law. However, our center takes a focus mostly on education. And so we have kind of 2 missions. So we have that research mission where we have research projects around education, constitutional issues that affect education in different ways. But our other mission is a service mission. And so what that entails is basically we want to be a resource for educators here in our state. We know that a lot of times teachers can struggle to find primary sources to use in their classrooms. Teachers are overworked. They don't have the time to go out and look for that information to find those things sometimes. And so we want to help with that. And so basically we can work one-on-one with teachers to help them develop maybe an exercise in their classroom. Maybe they want to do an exercise on the First Amendment, but they don't know exactly what they want that to look like. We can help do a group discussion exercise, a writing prompt, kind of whatever they're thinking. But it doesn't have to just be on the Constitution necessarily. It can be on a case maybe about a constitutional issue. You know, we can help them work through, cases are really great primary sources to use. And they're great for critical thinking, critical discussion, because you kind of have 2 sides already built into the case. And so, it gives students the ability to see that you can have different opinions on an issue, and there can be 2 sides to an issue, and kind of building up that civil discourse and how to talk through things and solve conflict. And so that's kind of another thing that we can help with. And we can also come in and do trainings on different topics. We're really here to just help try to make life easier for our educators in the state.
Yeah, so as you were talking, it made me think about debate teams in our high schools and how a lot of times it's exactly what you just shared. There are 2 sides to an issue, and they have to figure out how to convince or win the debate. And I can see a lot of our advisors of those debate teams and social studies teachers, and maybe teachers, depending on what they're doing, being able to tap into those resources. And I'm going to make everyone jealous because I have already secured Taylor and her team to come and speak to my misters at Columbia College in February. So I'm excited to have you guys come in to teach and really to show my misters some innovative ways to teach certain topics that they will have to teach. Because 3 of my 6 misters are social studies, future social studies teachers. So we're excited about that. So is there anything else educators can look forward to, like how they can contact you about securing you? So I know you said that an individual, you can work with individual teachers or a group of teachers or a district. Is it best for the teacher one-on-one to contact you or the school district themselves?
It just kind of depends on what the educator is looking for. So we have a few districts lined up. We have a few College of Education programs lined up. Your Misters is one of them, but we have a few more lined up, and we're doing some different trainings. One actually that we're doing that we're really excited about is we're going to work with social studies teachers and English teachers. And so because there can be a lot of overlap in that. And so we're not just here for social studies teachers. I would say that's probably our primary focus. But, you know, I've worked with some English teachers and they wanted to create some exercises to use in their English class. And so we created some exercises around the First Amendment and around the 15th Amendment. So, you know, it's not just social studies teachers, but our website, we are actually working on building up our resources on the website. So we have, let me back up you mentioned our team. So our director is Derek Black. He is a professor at the Rice School of Law, and he is the Ernest F. Hollings Constitutional Law Chair. And so he is our director. We also have a full-time constitutional law fellow. Her name is Holly James. And so her primary role is to work with educators. So she has been currently developing resources for the website. So one thing that she has been working on is creating condensed cases it's the AP US government required Supreme Court cases, but they can be used in really any capacity. So she has been distilling those cases down into 3 to 4 page cases. So they are still a primary source. It's not a brief or it's not anyone's opinion, but it's making it where students can read it and actually grasp what is going on with the case, what the holding is. And that was actually an idea that Patrick Kelly suggested to us. Y'all might know him.
Yeah.
And
we know him.
As something that would be great for teachers to kind of help make their lives easier. So those should be up on our website. She's also creating a resource guide that is going to take standards, every state standard for social studies from, I believe, 5th grade all the way through high school, and pull primary sources to go in with those standards. So it'll kind of be like a one-stop shop.
That's so awesome.
So that is something that we're working to get on our website so teachers can take advantage of that without even contacting us. They can just go on and get that. But if they want some extra assistance, you know, our information is on our website. To get to our website, you can go to the law school's website, you know, just type in University of South Carolina. Don't type in USC. It'll take you to Southern Cal. Not here. I have no comment on that.
You can make a comment. This is a safe space, Taylor.
I'm good.
You sure you don't want to go there?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, we're not going to go there.
But and go to the School of Law, and there's a tab that says Centers and Programs, and if you click there, then the Constitutional Law Center is an option. And so that's where educators can access everything. But you know, they can call us, they can email us. There's a contact form on the website. I know sometimes teachers, you know, they don't want to copy an email address and go over to a different, you know, if you're doing it on your phone. So there's a form on the website that they can just fill out and reach out to us. Really whatever is easiest for them. We're not trying to make life harder. We're trying to make life easier. So we're not trying to make it a burden to get in touch with us.
And Taylor, I'll tell you this, you know, for a teacher to know that there is a resource that they can tap into and it not be an additional thing. And I think your approach has satisfied that, you know, because teachers want to be able to find resources and implement those resources as they're available. And so thank you for providing that information. And educators, she said something at the beginning of our conversation that I thought was very telling. She said that this law center is one of 4 across the country, right? Not in the state of South Carolina, across the country. And their primary focus is education. And so we have such a valuable resource here in the Law Center to be able to provide those strategies. And so what we'll do, we'll make sure that we link that website on our link tree so you'll be able to access it easily. And so another point of pride, and I know y'all are going to be super jealous because I've already partnered with them, with my misters at Columbia College. Shout out to our misters at Columbia College. Who already told me, hey, Craig, you haven't, Mr. King, they don't call me Craig, but Mr. King, you haven't brought me on the podcast or brought us on the podcast yet, so I got to work on that. But shout out to the misters. So to make you even more jealous, PSTA is partnered with the Law Center on an event happening on January 29th downtown. And so it's called A Conversation with Rachel Louise Martin, author of A Most Tolerant Little Town. And so, Taylor, talk a little bit about that event coming up. We're excited to partner. We're excited to have some of our teachers from across the state participate in that event. So talk to us a little bit about that event coming up.
Yeah, so we actually are bringing in Rachel Louise Martin. She's the author of A Most Tolerant Little Town, which is about the first court-ordered school in the South to desegregate. The reason we're bringing her in and kind of the reason for the partnership is Derek Black, our director. That was actually the high school in his hometown, the high school he went to. And Patrick Kelly with PSTA,
Yeah.
he grew up and went to high school one town over.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny that, they ended up here in almost the same type area education, being from Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And so we thought that was a natural partnership because it's close to home for them. And so she's going to come meet. She just wants to meet with teachers and talk to them. So the event's at All Good Books, which is downtown in 5 Points, a great bookstore. And so it's going to be in the back room back there, but it is open, to anyone. If you all want to come, so y'all don't have to be jealous. You can come and partake. And it's really just going to be a conversation. She wants to know kind of what's going on in the community, what's going on right now with issues that teachers are facing, that educators have going on in the classroom, in the community. She just wants to have a conversation about that. So you don't have to have read the book. I know PSTA, if you do sign up, they will provide a copy of the book for you, but you do not have to read the book to partake in the discussion. The discussion isn't necessarily about the book per se. It's more about her experience, why she felt this was a story she wanted to tell, and to see what's going on in today's world and maybe how things overlap, how they're different. So I think it'll be a really good, fun event.
Yeah, I think so too. And there will be refreshments. I'm going to throw that out there.
Yes.
Taylor knows me well. Anytime there's food, that increases my likelihood of attending. And the fact that I have to be there too, because it's my job, I'll be there anyway. But I am also excited about meeting the author, meeting Rachel and hearing about her book. But also, I think it's very telling and it's beneficial for our teachers out there to know that there are people out here that want to hear our story. They want to be able to support you. They want to give you a platform to be able to express some of the things that you deal with as teachers. And so there is limited space. As Taylor mentioned, it's in our back rooms, but there is plenty of space still left. So make sure you register via our link tree that we'll link with this podcast episode and on our website and via social media. We want to make sure that we have as many teachers there as possible to be able to benefit from this event. So Taylor, it's been so great talking to you today.
You too. And can I do another quick plug for our follow-up event?
You can do as many plugs as you want. Go ahead. Go for it.
So since the author will be in town, we are having an additional event with her on January 30th. So Tuesday, it will be at the law school at 6:00 in the Karen J. Williams courtroom. It is partnered with the Center for Civil Rights History and Research and the College of Ed. And so she will be doing a fireside chat with Derek Black, our director. And so it will be just a sit, listen. She will be doing a signing after. So if you can't make the Monday event, but you still are interested in the book or still want to hear some more from the author, we will have that free event that's open to the public as well on Tuesday. And there will be refreshments and at the book signing after, just for Craig's sake.
I was just about to say, she listened. She heard refreshments. That's how you get people there. I'm just telling you. No, but we're so excited about the partnership. We're excited about both of these events next week and excited about the future partnership, but not just with PSTA, but teachers all across the state with the Law Center. Is there anything else you want to share about the Law Center before we sign off today?
Just that we are here for educators. So please feel free to reach out in any capacity, even if you don't know how we can help you, even if you just think that sounds like something I'm interested in, but I don't exactly know what you can do for my classroom. That's what we have our full-time fellow for, to talk with you, to figure out ways we can help in your classroom. If there's a source you need, it can just be as simple as us pulling, a few sources for you to use in your class, or it can be, us designing a few lessons or us coming into your classroom. It can be as little or as big as you want it to. But even if you don't know exactly what you want, just reach out to us and we will get back to you and we will be happy to help in any way.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Taylor Callahan. We're so happy. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Craig King, your host of the PSTA Podcast. We'll see you next time.